It's happening, guys! Today, we got information about the long-awaited event in Dragonspine, which will be in version 5.2. On top of that, we also received news about a rerun in that patch, which hints at something bigger than you might think. So in this video, let's discuss the new event in 5.2, the banners, and the new character. The source of this information is Foul. They stated the following: Dragonspine-related event and Wanderer rerun in 5.2. We're currently in version 5.0, and the third beta for 5.1 just started, which means it's a bit early to talk about 5.2. But the combination of Wanderer and Dragonspine says way more than you think, and here's why. If you played the last summer event in version 4.8, you know that Wanderer got a new friend, a cute dragon named Durin. Then what? You might be thinking. The thing is, Durin is a dragon that was killed by Dvalin 500 years ago. And guess where his body lies? In Dragonspine. In the same summer event in Simulanka, Albedo noted that Durin's heart was slowly revitalizing and could potentially revive in the foreseeable future. You get the point, right? The main event is set in Dragonspine, where Durin is buried, and with a Wanderer rerun, which hints that he might participate in this main event. Plus, the game has already hinted that Durin might be revived. So the main event will likely revolve around Durin, and there's a chance we might see his playable model by the end of it, which means he could be a playable character in the future. Several months ago, even before Simulanka, it was mentioned that Durin would be playable in the future, so the event in 5.2 will probably be part of that. In the special program, it was announced that we will get 500 Primogems for completing Archon quests in versions 5.0, 5.1, and 5.3. I'm not sure why the host didn't mention anything about 5.2, but it might mean we simply won't have an Archon quest in that patch. If that's the case, the new event in 5.2 should be very promising, since it would be difficult to keep players engaged without a new Archon quest. Oh, by the way, if we don't get a new Archon quest in 5.2, then there's a good chance we'll have the next Chronicled Wish in that version. Since we recently got Yellen in 4.8 and Hu Tao will be in 5.1, I'm not really sure if it's going to be region-based. It will probably be a mix of Liyue and Inazuma characters. Honestly, I didn't play Genshin during the last Dragonspine event, the Chalk Prince and the Dragon, so having a new Dragonspine event in 5.2 is exciting, and I will definitely complete it. But it doesn't end there. We can also predict which other characters might appear in the 5.2 banners, so let's take a look at the confirmed info and speculate a bit. According to insiders, version 5.2 should feature 2 new characters. The first is a 5-star Animobo user, Chaska. She will be able to fly, and her kit involves changing elements. We also have a 4-star character, RERUN, who is an Electrobow user. Considering that we have some info about Chaska's kit, it's likely that she will appear in the banners. So we have Chaska as a new 5-star and a Wanderer rerun. What about the other 2 characters? Version 5.0 is featuring Raiden Shogun, and version 5.1 will feature a Nahida rerun, so it's safe to assume that version 5.2 will feature another Archon. My prediction was Nahida in 5.1 and Furina in 5.2, but now that we know the main event will be in Mondstadt, there's a very good chance we will see a Venti rerun. If we look at Venti's previous reruns in versions 3.1 and 4.1, both had main events where he appeared. Version 3.1 was a Windbloom festival, and 4.1 had a poetry event. Since the main event in 5.2 will be in Mondstadt, Venti seems like a solid candidate for a rerun. Once again, these are just my speculations. There's also a chance for a Zhongli rerun because the next Lantern Rite will likely be in version 5.3, not 5.4. Version 5.3 will also feature the release of the next Archon, Mavuika, so Zhongli can't rerun in 5.3 since we've never had 2 Archons in the same banner lineup. I'd say there's a 60% chance for a Venti rerun, a 30% chance for Zhongli, and a 10% chance for Furina. As for the last character, it could be someone strong like Arlecchino. Why? Because, as I said, 5.3 will feature Mavuika, and most people will definitely pull for her. Rerunning Arlecchino right before Mavuika's banners would be a clever move from miHoYo. It could be similar to rerunning Kazuha right before Zelonin's release. There's also a chance for a completely different character. It could be Nouvelette, or it might be the long-awaited Revitalizing, but it's too early to say. Well, that was some update and speculation on version 5.2. I'm really excited about the new Dragonspine event. What about you? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to save up to 20% on Genesis crystals, visit lootbar.gg. All you need is your UID and server. The link is in the description.